You're listening to the Shared Security Podcast, exploring the trust you put in people, apps, and technology, with your host, Tom Eston. In episode 107 for February 10th, 2020, preventing tax identity theft and other tax scams, the FTC taking a stand against companies that support robocallers, and details on the incident where videos from Google Photos were being sent to strangers. Do you consider yourself a privacy enthusiast? If you're listening to this podcast, of course you do. And if you're looking for the best products on the market to protect your digital privacy, then Silent Pocket has everything you need to mind the grid. Check out their patented product line of Faraday bags and wallets at silentpocket.com today and receive 15% off your order using discount code SHAREDSECURITY during checkout. Welcome to the Shared Security Weekly Blaze podcast, where we update you on this week's most important cybersecurity and privacy news. These podcasts are published every Monday and are 15 minutes or less, quickly giving you news that you can use. Tax season is once again upon us, and that means we all need to be aware of tax identity theft and other tax-related scams. So what is tax identity theft? Well, this happens when someone uses your social security number to file a phony tax return to collect your refund. If this happens to you, you won't know it until you try to file your real tax return and the IRS rejects it because it's a duplicate. Other scams to be aware of include receiving a phone call from someone claiming to be from the IRS and demanding payment for back taxes. Suspiciously, the caller wants you to pay right now with a gift card or prepaid debit card. If you don't, they will threaten that you'll be arrested. So what should you do so that you don't become a victim this tax season? First, protect your social security number and don't give it out to anyone that asks. Sure, your social security number isn't impossible for a dedicated attacker to find out on their own, but don't make it easy for them by just giving it away. Next, file your tax return as early as possible. This means as soon as you get your W-2s, start your filing right away. And if you happen to receive a call from someone saying that they're from the IRS, don't give out any information, write down the number and name of the caller, hang up, and report the call to the FTC at ftc.gov/complaint or via phone at 877-FTC-HELP. Even better, don't pick up calls from unknown callers, and if you really do think you owe back taxes, contact the IRS directly. The IRS will never call you to say you owe back taxes. Lastly, spread the word and educate friends and family about these tax scams. Education and awareness can go a long way protecting yourself and others this tax season. Speaking of the FTC, did you know that the FTC recently sent letters to 19 voice-over IP service providers stating that they could be held liable for illegal robocalls to the tune of $43,000 for each and every robocall that goes to their system? And this isn't just a threat. The FTC did just that in December of last year, in which they sued a voice-over IP provider for facilitating gift card scams, and back in May of 2018, the FTC sued technology companies that were providing auto dialer technology that robocallers use in their phone scams. Now, if you're like me, you get countless robocalls almost every day. In fact, recent statistics show that there are 200 million robocalls that flood US phones every day. So these recent actions from the FTC seem like the right approach by targeting the providers that give robocallers the means to conduct these calls. The FTC says, quote, voice-over IP service providers play a unique role in the robocall ecosystem, allowing fraudsters and abusive telemarketers to call consumers at a fraction of a penny per minute. These warning letters put voice-over IP providers on notice that we will take action when they knowingly facilitate illegal robocalls, end quote. So if you're one of these voice-over IP providers assisting in the spread of robocalls, consider yourself on notice. And now a word from our sponsor, Edgewise Networks. The biggest problem in security that remains unsolved are flat networks in cloud and data centers, with unprotected attack paths that allow threats to move laterally to cause data breaches. But microsegmentation using network addresses is complicated and takes too much time. But there's a better approach: Edgewise Zero Trust Auto Segmentation. Edgewise is impossibly simple microsegmentation, delivering results immediately with a security outcome that's provable. At the core of Edgewise Auto Segmentation is Zero Trust Identity, which allows workloads to communicate only after their software identity has been verified. Malicious or unimproved software is no longer allowed to communicate. Identity-based protection provides more coverage with fewer policies to make Edgewise simple to deploy and manage. No changes to the application or network are required. One solution protects virtual machines and containers in the cloud and on-premises. To stop lateral threat movement and prevent breaches, visit edgewise.net for a demo and to see results within minutes. Last week, Google apologized for a security issue that accidentally sent people's private videos to strangers. Apparently, there was a bug in the Google Photos export function called Google Takeout between November 21st and November 25th last year, and affected about 0.01% of users attempting to export their data. Keep in mind, Google Photos has over 1 billion users, so there could have been thousands of people affected. Google has since stated that they have fixed the issue and have notified Google users impacted by the breach. The key takeaway from this recent incident is that there is always a trade-off when it comes to convenience and the potential risk of a security or privacy breach with your data. There's a reason that there are over 1 billion users of Google Photos. Well, it's free and offers unlimited storage. But the trade-off is that Google gets all the juicy metadata and the ability to train its AI and machine learning engines using the photos of your friends, family, and cat. Not only that, but when breaches like this happen, the company holding all your photos and videos can simply say, "Sorry about that, it's a free service," or in Google's case, it's still in beta. This is why I always recommend reading the terms of service and privacy policy for free services like these. Because while free and unlimited storage for your photos and videos may sound appealing, you have to understand the underlying reasons that a service like this is free in the first place. That's a wrap for this week's show. Visit our website, sharedsecurity.net, for previous episodes, links to our social media feeds, our YouTube channel, and to sign up for our email newsletter. First-time listener to the podcast? Please subscribe wherever you like to listen to podcasts. And if you like this episode, please share it with friends and colleagues. Thanks for listening, and see you next week for another episode of the Shared Security Weekly Blaze.